welcome to Live Interactive English. Hello, everyone. I'm Mike.
And I am Sydney. And today we are going to continue on with the day 2.
That's right.
Of
We're
Ryan
here
Gosling.
with our very special guest, everyone, Ryan Gosling. He's not here.
He's not here, unfortunately,
we don't
but
have, we don't have the money
we wish
for
he
that.
was.
I think we should have asked him. You know
we
what?
should have.
He's kind of a weird and interesting guy. He might have been like, okay, yeah, I'll fly over to Taiwan and show up on your show.
Maybe.
We should have asked him.
We should have next time.
If there's anyone in Hollywood who might do something so weird and crazy, I think he might be the guy.
Yeah,
but anyways,
maybe.
he is a star who never stops surprising.
Yes.
Although he's not going to surprise us here today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Just because we didn't ask.
I wish we didn't ask.
Yes.
I know.
But yesterday we learned about some of the movies he's made, his very difficult childhood.
Yes.
Right? We had trouble making friends and stuff like that. But then, of course, The Notebook came out. We also mentioned La La Land. Are there any other movies from like the earlier days that you remember seeing him in?
Oh my goodness. You know, I can think of, I remember like seeing bits and pieces of The Place Beyond the Pines.
Oh, interesting.
That was a very interesting movie. I think
that was like based on a famous book too.
I think it was, yeah. That was more of a drama.
It's a very serious
That was
movie.
A very serious movie.
I remember him in Blade Runner 2049, which is a cool sort of futuristic science fiction movie. It had him and Ana de Armas, who went on to be in the James Bond movies.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Also a director from Canada too, Denis Villeneuve, who went on to do the Dune movies. He's the director.
Okay.
So very cool, stylish kind of science fiction movie, if that's your thing. And another one that some people might want to watch, although it's for maybe older people, it's called Drive.
Yes.
And he's a driver who drives like for bank robbers and stuff like that.
Oh, he's like the getaway guy?
Yeah, he's the getaway
that's cool.
driver. It's got cool music. And I think in the movie, his name is The Driver. He doesn't actually have a name. He's not Bob or John or Dave or Ryan.
Interesting.
He's the driver.
The driver.
So it's kind of an artistic action movie. But because that's actually what we were talking about, how he's been in so many different types of films, right?
Yeah.
He's done funny films, he's done the musicals, he sings, he dances, and I hear he's an excellent cook. He's really like the perfect man.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe just because he's from Canada. You know, that's why he's so amazing.
Canadian would say that.
All right, we're going to get back to Ryan Gosling. He's the star who never stops surprising. We're going to talk about one of his most famous movies from the last few years and another movie coming out soon that I am quite excited to watch. So let's get into it.
All right, let's do it.
In the decades since La La Land, Gosling has continued to surprise audiences with his wide acting range. In 2023, for example, he starred as Ken in the hugely successful summer movie Barbie. Gosling's performance as Barbie's over-the-top, self-loving boyfriend was both extremely funny and touching. Many praised it as one of the most memorable performances of the movie. His song, I'm Just Ken, even became a surprise hit and has since received over 153 million streams on Spotify.
All right, so we are back with Ryan Gosling, the star who never stops surprising, day 2, and we are going to continue on talking about his career and whatever other upcoming movies he has coming up.
Of course, where we left off, we were talking about La La Land. That was one that cemented him as one of the big Hollywood stars, really made him one of the most popular actors around. And that was already, oh my gosh, 10 years ago. It says in the decade, of course, that's 10 years. In the decade since La La Land, wow, time goes by. Gosling has continued to surprise audiences with his wide acting range. Yeah, absolutely. He does many things, action, drama, comedy, a wide range. There's many types of characters and many types of movies he can be in. You know, we don't really see certain actors in comedy movies. I can't imagine Tom Cruise did sing in a movie, didn't he?
Did he?
In a rock
Which one was
movie.
that? Oh, Rock of Ages?
Rock of Ages.
Yes,
yeah, but he doesn't do,
classic.
a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think Ryan Gosling has many skills. It says in 2023, for example, yes, he starred as Ken in the hugely successful summer movie Barbie with, of course, Margot Robbie. He was her boyfriend, Ken, and audiences were delighted by this film. I think it made, I don't know, $16 million trillion or something like that. Because clearly a lot of people paid to go and watch it. And if you pay to go and watch something or just go to watch something with a group of other people, you are the audience. Generally, we would use this for people doing some kind of art performance, singing, dancing, theater, play, ballet, whatever it is. You're there watching, they're up there dancing and singing or whatever. You are the audience. If you're watching someone speak, maybe that would also be a time we would say the audience. For sports, we might say the crowd. We might not say the audience of the baseball game. We say the crowd at the baseball game. But it's the same idea. We're watching something happening. Audience, usually it's some kind of artistic performance. For example, the audience sat in silence for the whole show. Well, hopefully they clapped at some time. But yes, you don't want to talk when you're in the audience. That is polite.
Of course. All right. So Gosling's performance as Barbie's over-the-top, self-loving boyfriend was both extremely funny and touching. And I have to agree, I saw Barbie back in 2023. I loved it. I think he did a great job. I think Ryan Gosling was the perfect Ken to Margot Robbie's Barbie. They couldn't have chosen anyone more perfect for the role.
It's one of those ones when they announced it, everyone was like, oh yeah.
Oh, it was perfect.
Margot Robbie, him, Barbie, Ken. Yeah, that makes
picture
sense.
Perfect. It was great. Yeah.
And getting people on the internet to agree on things like that is hard.
It is.
So when everyone who's like, I don't like him, when they're all like, no, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
that shows you they made the right choice. And he did a fantastic job,
he did
as
great.
you said. All right, let's go over to our first choice for anything. That's Hanny.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 今天要继续介绍又帅又有才华的演员 Ryan Gosling。他从《越来越爱你》上映后的这10年期间，持续以这个广泛的戏路为观众带来惊喜。像是在《Barbie》这部电影里面，他饰演了 Ken 肯尼。那他所饰演这个夸张又自恋的芭比男友，既搞笑又感人。好，来看单字 audience， 它是指观众、听众，而文中用到 over the top 来形容夸张的或是太过分，还有用到 self-loving， 就是形容自恋的或是自爱的。好，这边有2个重点。第一个，我们来看看 since 的不同意思及用法。首先可以表达自点点点以来，从什么什么起，这时候可以当介系词或连接词。当介系词的话，后面就是接过去某个特定的时间或事件；当连接词的话，就是接动词式过去简单式的子句。那这个用法常常会搭配现在完成式或者是现在完成进行式。举例来说 ，Mark has lost a lot of weight since I last saw him。从我上次见到 Mark 以来，他瘦了很多。第二个意思是表达从那时起此后，这时候当副词用，那通常也会搭配完成式或完成进行式。例如 ，They moved to Chicago 5 years ago and have lived there since。他们5年前搬到芝加哥，从此就住在那里。再来 since 可以表达因为既然，是当连接词引导表示原因的副词子句。例如 They decided to go on a picnic since it was a nice day。由于天气很好，他们决定去野餐。好，再看到第二个重点是 both A and B 表示 A、B 两者都怎么样。那 A、B 必须是词性相同的字词。both and 在连接主词时必须搭配复数动词。例如 Both Helen and her sister are nurses。Helen 和她的妹妹都是护理师。好，接回到课文中。
All right, we are back talking about, yes, of course, Ryan Gosling in the famous and very popular movie Barbie. He played Ken, her very handsome and not super smart boyfriend, but many praised it as one of the most memorable performances of the movie, right? Because, the movie's called Barbie. It's not called Ken.
Yes.
And, of course, Margot Robbie was fantastic in the movie, but he was also very memorable. He's not in the movie as much as she is, but every time he was on the screen, it was funny, it was entertaining. Afterwards, people would remember a lot. And he did have that one moment where he was kind of the big star. We might also say his song, I'm Just Ken, even became a surprise hit and has since received over 153 million streams on Spotify.
Wow.
That's like a hit song. That's
I'm shocked. I had no idea that it got that many streams.
That is incredible. And I guess maybe when people are watching it, online or, they rewind that and watch it again. Because it's funny, the song's good, they're singing, there's dancing. He's got a bunch of his kind of handsome friends with him. Right? They're doing this thing. And you said they even did it on the Oscars.
They did. He opened it up. It was great. It was fantastic. Live on TV. They did an excellent job. It was very memorable, right?
Yeah,
memorable.
For sure.
If something's memorable, it means that people remember it, right? They really kind of hold it in their heart and their mind forever. You remember it for a very, very long time. So we could say the concert was so memorable that I still talk about it years later. So it was so great, so memorable that you talk about it for a very long time,
Something
even
you
after.
will never forget.
You'll never forget.
There you go. Just like Hanny.
Yes.
We'll never forget her, but we don't need to because she's right here, right now. Unlike Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
许多人称赞 Ryan Gosling 所饰演的肯尼是整部片最令人难忘的演出之一，而他在片中演唱的 I'm Just Ken 甚至意外爆红，如今在 Spotify 上面的串流播放次数已经超过了15300万次了。好，单字 memorable 它是形容令人难忘的、值得纪念的。Mike 老师提到，观众们也有可能会一直倒带重播那个片段，老师用到 rewind 这个字 ，R-E-W-I-N-D 这个动词可以表达倒回磁带、倒带的语义。好，那接vào课文中。
All right, so he's just Ken, and we are at the break, and we've kind of caught up with Ryan Gosling's career, right? He hasn't done too many big movies since Ken, maybe a couple, but we're going to be talking about what's next, and this is the part I'm excited about. I saw the little ad for it a few months ago. I was already quite excited. So it's coming out soon, and I'm going to be there, and we're going to tell you all about it in a second.
All right.
Gosling's next major role marks a shift to action drama. In Project Hail Mary, due in March 2026, he plays a science teacher who wakes up alone in space with no memory of his mission. Slowly, however, he discovers that he and his crew were sent to find a solution to save Earth from certain destruction. The film's mix of nail-biting action and raw emotion promises another powerful performance from Gosling, now a master of his art. Indeed, could this be the role that finally wins the Canadian star an Oscar? To many fans, this recognition already feels long overdue.
Okay, so what's next for Ryan Gosling? What's coming up soon? It says Gosling's next major role marks a shift to action drama. Okay, so he did the comedy with Barbie. We know about the other things he's done. Now he's doing action drama, so there's going to be some action, but it's not all spaceships and, or all fighting or anything. There's going to be drama. It is a science fiction movie. It says in Project Hail Mary, that's the title, due in March 2026, very, very soon, he plays a science teacher who wakes up alone in space with no memory of his mission.
Wow.
That's kind of how it happens.
Interesting.
How he becomes a science teacher, it'll get explained in the movie, but this is, as they're saying there, a shift in the styles of movies he's done, especially compared to Barbie. A shift is basically just moving from one position to another position. If you're trying to use the table because you want to eat, but there's a book there or something, you'll just have to shift that over. Maybe if you're sitting on a bus and your friend gets on, hey, come sit next to me, you'll shift to another seat, and then they can take the one that was that you were sitting in before. So it's kind of like moving from one place to another. Generally, though, from one side to another, from back to front, you're just kind of sliding or moving something not too far.
Yeah.
For example, So Sophie noticed a shift in her friend's attitude, a change in her friend's attitude. The friend was happy and friendly. Now the friend is sad and angry. What happened? There's been a change. There's been a shift here from one emotion or one mood to another.
Yeah.
So he's in space. He wakes up. He's a science teacher, not some hero astronaut, just an average science teacher. And he's got to figure out what is going on.
All right. So slowly, however, he discovers that he and his crew were sent to find a solution to save Earth from certain destruction. Oh boy. Okay, so he's up there essentially with his crew trying to find a solution to how to save Earth, essentially, trying to find a way to solve this problem.
One of the first things he notices is the crew is not there anymore. So he has to figure out all the things that happened. And also save the world.
Yeah, save them from certain destruction, right?
Yes.
If destruction means that things kind of get completely destroyed. You can almost think of it as like if you have someone that wanting to knock down a building, right? To make space for building something new, they have to like destroy or have a kind of like a destruction crew come down and take down the old building first. Or we could say the fire resulted in the destruction of the old building.
Okay.
Right. Exactly.
So it wasn't just damaged, it wasn't just broken.
Right.
It was gone.
Completely
it's like
gone.
Killing that thing.
Completely destroyed.
Basically. Yeah. All right. Well, Hanny is here. She is not here to destroy. She's here to build us up with grammar and vocabulary.
Ryan Gosling 的下一个重要角色是在《极限返航》当中饰演一名在太空中独自醒来却完全不记得自己任务的科学老师。然而他逐渐发现自己跟组员被派去寻找拯救地球免于彻底毁灭的解决方法。那这个重要角色其实标志着这位演员他转向了动作剧情片。好，来看单字 shift 这个名词，它表示改变、转变或是转移，也可以表达轮班时间。Destruction这个名词则表示破坏、毁灭。那我们接回到课文中。
So, Project Hail Mary opening soon somewhere near you. That's the movie of Ryan Gosling's we're talking about now. It says the film's mix of nail-biting action and raw emotion promises another powerful performance from Gosling, now a master of his art. Wow, that's a great sentence. Yeah. Remember, it was an action drama, so that's why we're saying there's nail-biting action. Nail-biting mean you're nervous, you're scared. What's going to happen? Is he going to die? I want to know. I got to keep watching. So there's action like that. There's drama. I think there should be some comedy. I read the book, and there's some funny bits in there, so it's really going to be an interesting mix.
All right.
I think there'll be something there for everyone and lots of different scenes, lots of ways to entertain us watching this new movie, hopefully. So that's great.
Excellent. So indeed, could this be the role that finally wins the Canadian star an Oscar?
Ooh.
Fingers crossed. I hope so.
Interesting, because he will have to do lots of different things in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Be scared, be excited, be kind, be sad. Yeah, interesting. So maybe it will be.
All right. To many fans, this recognition already feels long overdue, right? Meaning they feel like he should have won an Oscar many years ago for one of his many other great roles.
I would say that's probably quite fair. But, you know, I'm sure the people who did win those years, they were also great. But yeah, recognition is basically when people around you, it could be lots of people like the public if you're famous, or it could just be, you know, the people around you, your friends, the people you work with, your family. They go, hey, well done. We saw what you did there. We paid attention. We know that was great. We know you worked hard. So well done. Here's a prize. Here's an award. Here's more money from your boss and a more important job. Here's a good pat on the back and a job well done. Good on you kind of thing. It just means someone's paying attention. They noticed what you did and they're saying good things and thanking you for your hard work and that kind of thing. They're not ignoring you or not paying attention. And the example sentence says, the award feels like recognition for years of hard work. Good job, well done. Here's a prize or an award. All right, we're going to give some recognition to Hanny because she's always giving us award-winning knowledge about grammar and vocabulary.
极限返航这部电影结合了扣人心弦的动作场面跟真挚的情感，预示着 Ryan Gosling 将再次带来精彩的演出。不知道这部片会不会让他拿下奥斯卡奖？不过对于许多影迷而言，这份肯定这个殊荣早就该属于他了。 好，来看单字 recognition， 它是名词，表达肯定、表彰或是认可、承认。文中用到 nail biting， 像咬指甲的那种意思，它就是表达扣人心弦的、紧张刺激的。好，那么 overdue 则是形容早该发生的、拖了太久的，或是表达逾期的。那我们接着课文中。
All right, we have a what do you think question here, don't we? What is our question of the day?
All right, the question says, what kind of movie role do you enjoy watching Ryan Gosling play?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I've seen him in some action movies and some drama. I would actually like to see him do more comedy. So I'm going to change the question. What kind of movie role would you enjoy? I would like to find some of the funnier movies that he's done. Because we talked about Ken. He was very funny in Ken.
Yeah, he was.
But he wasn't
Ken.
kind of the main character. And it wasn't your traditional comedy or funny movie.
Yeah.
So I think I've seen him in talk shows and interviews. He's a funny guy.
He
so I kind of
is.
like to see him in a funny, just a movie that's supposed to make you laugh.
Yeah, you know what?
That.
I would agree with you. There was a great scene in the movie Crazy Stupid Love. I think it's towards the end with him, Steve Carell, and I think it's Emma Stone.
Right?
Yeah,
with
it's
a bit
really
of drama.
with a bit of drama, and it's like a kind of like a romantic comedy type thing. And then Ryan walks in, and then Steve Carell walks in, and then Emma looks confused, and it's like, wait, are you dating this person? And this is my father, and that's my. It's really, really funny.
Okay.
It's really great. So I think he did a really, really great job in that scene.
Might be the movie I'll check out.
Yeah.
There you go. So what about you guys? The movies of his you've seen, you can talk about that. Other movies you think would be good, or maybe talk about movies you think he should do. He would be really good in this book or in this movie or something like that. Maybe he's going to be the new James Bond. Who knows?
Oh, could you imagine?
That'd be interesting.
Oh my, he can try on his British accent.
He probably
do a British
can.
accent, you think?
He's pretty talented.
Maybe.
All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Take care of yourselves. Take care of Ryan Gosling. And we'll see you back here soon. All the best.
Bye-bye.
In the decades since La La Land, Gosling has continued to surprise audiences with his wide acting range. In 2023, for example, he starred as Ken in the hugely successful summer movie Barbie. Gosling's performance as Barbie's over-the-top, self-loving boyfriend was both extremely funny and touching. Many praised it as one of the most memorable performances of the movie. His song, I'm Just Ken, even became a surprise hit and has since received over 153 million streams on Spotify. Gosling's next major role marks a shift to action drama. In Project Hail Mary, due in March 2026, he plays a science teacher who wakes up alone in space with no memory of his mission. Slowly, however, he discovers that he and his crew were sent to find a solution to save Earth from certain destruction. The film's mix of nail-biting action and raw emotion promises another powerful performance from Gosling, now a master of his art. Indeed, could this be the role that finally wins the Canadian star an Oscar? To many fans, this recognition already feels long, long overdue.
最后我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。单字的部分有 audience 名词，表示观众、听众。memorable 则是形容令人难忘的、值得纪念的。shift 名词，表示改变、转变或是转移，还可以指轮班时间。destruction 名词，表示破坏、毁灭。再看到 recognition 名词，表示肯定、表彰、认可或承认。文法的部分，第一个学到了 since 的不同意思及用法，它可以表达自什么以来，从什么起，这时候可以当介系词或连接词。也可以表达从那时起或是此后，这时候是当副词用。那 since 还可以表达因为既然，这时候是当连接词用。好，第二个重点是 both A and B 表示 A、B 两者都怎么样。那么以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street. I'm Kiki. And I'm Winnie. And today we're in our kitchen and we're gonna make brownies. It's time to incorporate our dry ingredients into our wet ingredients. but make sure you do it little by little so that it doesn't become a gross mess, okay? So 1 spoonish full of the dry into the wet. Oh. All right, and now I'm gonna fold it together. Do you want to do this part?
No. Looks dangerous.
Yeah, I agree. So if you overmix anything with flour, your batter will become tough.
And what happens if you overly mix?
You might end up with a chocolate bread. Yeah, the texture is gonna be very different.
Now what, Winnie?
We're almost done. We just have one last step. You need to sprinkle in some chocolate chip cookies. Huh? Just chocolate chips. However many you want. You think that's enough for your toppings? Okay, cool. Then mix it together. Now that we have our lovely batter, we are ready to start baking it. But that's all we have for today. I hope you had fun.
Yeah, I did.
This was our first time making brownies from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah. But it was a fun process, and hopefully you guys at home enjoyed it too. Be sure to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email if there's something you want to say in English but you just don't know how. Kiki, anything you want to say?
I want the brownies.
It's coming, it's coming.
Kiwi later.